The JCB Triumph Hurdle starts off day 4, and Solo, after his heroics at Kempton on Saturday, is your current 11-4 favourite with BetVictor. Goshen is 130, All Mankind 4-1, Aspire Tower 5-1, and it is 10-1 bar. Right, Diarmuid Nolan, Solo, what did you think on Saturday?
Absolutely outstanding. You can only think that. It's just 11-4. Like, again, we're coming back to recency bias here. There's no doubt that what that horse did was very, very good. Beat David Mullins' horse, the name
Fuji
Moto Flyer, that's it. Smart filly, obviously, she's very, very good. But like Solo, like 11-4 off the back of one performance. So I know what Paul Nicholls is saying. He absolutely loves this horse, but Paul Nicholls isn't one now who's not short and big enough horses generally anyway.
Well, he did say today that the horse got a mark of 157 and he thought it was ridiculous.
Okay, well I didn't give him enough credit, so David. But All Mankind, for me at Christmas, the way he beat Cerberus, there is an issue in this race where someone didn't want to go from the front again, that they could end up killing each other, and a horse like Away by the Sea can end up picking it up. But what All Mankind did that day at Chepstow was absolutely outstanding. It's actually very similar. Like, there's not much difference between what Goshen's been doing to what Solo's done to what All Mankind was doing. So a 4-1 there. Dan Skelton adores this horse, and he's been saying that after this year he's not sure how much improvement might be left in him because of the amount of racing he's had, but All Mankind of 4-1 based on that Chepstow run is a big price. Okay,
so All Mankind for Diarmuid. Dean, are you a Solo fan?
Yeah, you have to be a fan of Solo, but I'm not a fan of the price. I'm not going to back a horse at 11-4 for the Triumph, I don't think. So no for me. Aspire Tower, you probably can't back after that fall. I thought that was the one, but after that fall it looked pretty nasty.
Would he have won?
Yeah, I think he would have won, yeah. And then the race kind of fell apart, didn't it? With Cerberus kind of giving up the ghost and Wave of the Sea staying on from behind. So All Mankind, that heavy ground form. Again, 4-1, I think it's a little bit tight. Obviously a nice animal. Goshen could do anything. Like that could join you in the bar. I don't know what that... It could absolutely do anything. I don't know what. Whether it's good enough or not. Could be 20 lengths clear and win easy. Could be 20 lengths clear and finish last. I'm not sure. So I passed that one over. I think maybe Paul Nicholls had a horse for this already. Solo might have surprised him. Maybe the rating now has definitely surprised everybody. But Sir Psycho's really interesting. Big price here, 14-1. He dotted up New Year's Day. I think it was at Exeter then. He was good at Haydock. A couple of runs on the flat as well in the past, I think, for Eddie Harty over here. That horse could be anything. And if they run it against Solo, I take it as a tip that they think they're going to go pretty well. 14-1 will do me.
Okay, so Sir Psycho each way 14-1. Sam, obviously all the money this week, I'd imagine, has been for Solo.
There was money before the run as well. I think a few people cottoned on to the fact that we were non-runner, no bet. It made sense to logistically place that beforehand. If he flopped, he wouldn't be going. I was at Kempton, and yeah, the comparisons to Masterminded from Paul Nicholls was the one thing that blew me away. Of the others in the race, I've seen plenty of Goshen. I'm not the biggest fan. I still don't think he's quite there. All Mankind, really strange. On debut at Warwick, he was an absolute Fruit Loop. He's got a little bit better, but I think something like this could blow his mind. We're going to go 7-1 Aspire Tower in the next minute or so for 10 minutes. Just let me send the message through. And yeah, if anyone fancies that one bouncing back after the fall, I think it will be in the mix.
Might try a little bit of that myself. 7-1 Aspire Tower. Nice bit of value there. Mikey, did you get a look at Solo?
Yeah.
Well,
he's going to come home on his own. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, the others are...
You don't even know what you did there. The horse is called Solo.
No, believe it or not.
That's a sign of a real genius.
Yeah. There was something told me to say. Yeah, the others are sort of flat horses. All Mankind, I really like this sire, See the Moon. If you get your hands on one, just buy it with anything you can. You'll get London for at the sales. His stats for very few runners are deadly. Though it's going to England anyway. The Irish farm is I don't know, we don't know, but I don't like the look of him. And Solo's French farm on heavy ground in Atai is very good. Jamie Moore and Gary Moore, Goshen, I seen him win one day and he was just all over the place, and don't think he can get away with that around Cheltenham. I hope for the boys, Dan and Harry, good mates with them, really like him to win, but afraid it could go to Nicholls.
Solo for Mikey. David, what do you make of the Triumph Hurdle?
Don't know too much about them. It's a race. If you're betting, then I just advise you just not. Yeah, there's just so much hype around everything because they're beating horses that need experience, and then they're only 4-year-olds, so they go over the top this time of year anyway. So you don't know what you're getting. They're 4-year-olds, they're babies. A lot of them wear hoods. Cheltenham can get to them, but Solo was very professional the last day. I really liked them. But saying that, I still wouldn't have a bet in a Triumph Hurdle.
Lovely. So we're pretty positive with Solo. Don, like we know what the Triumph Hurdle is. We know they're inexperienced horses. They're juveniles.
Yeah.
But is there a chance we could have seen something exceptional with Solo?
Yeah, there's a chance, all right.
157 is a big mark.
It's a massive mark, isn't
That's
it?
£2 below Epiton, who's favourite for the champion hurdle.
Yeah. Well, why wasn't Paul Nichols happy with the mark? He was thinking
No,
around
he
Fred
said
Winter.
no. He thought it was way too high.
Yeah. No, I'd say he's probably right. I'd say it is way too high. The time of the race wasn't great either, just a bit of a caveat. Look, he looked seriously impressive, and Fujimoto Flyer went over. And Mullins, where the lads might know a bit more, like she seemed to be highly regarded going over there, and he beat her out of sight. And the horse finished third. He used to be with Elmarie Holden here, and finished third behind the Wave of the Sea and Cerberus the time before that. So I know he wasn't beaten as far by them as he was by Solo, but it still gives a bit of a line into it with Alan King now. And the other line that we have between the two jurisdictions is Cerberus going over, as the lads were saying, over to the finale hurdle at Chepstow, and he was well beaten by All Mankind. So it does look like the English hurdlers might be a little bit ahead. That said, I think Solo, he's still an entire, isn't he? He didn't get a chance to gallop before he ran him. I just think there's a bit of, as Diarmuid was saying there, he's the hype horse now, and people backed him before the race in anticipation of a good run. Then lo and behold, he puts up a good run, and suddenly he's favourite. I think it's a deeper race than that. I think A Wave of the Sea is still interesting. He was beaten by Cerberus. He beat him, and then he was beaten by Cerberus, and then
He's not good enough, Don, is he?
Well, you say that, right? Now I know he was a bit lucky the last
I mean
day.
it as well.
Yeah, I know he said, and you mean it. I know you don't say things you don't mean, David.
Never.
But the run the last day, his hurdling when Cerberus beat him wasn't very good, and Robbie Power, I thought, rode a masterclass in Cerberus, stacked him up in front. They didn't go pace. Cerberus quickened, and the Wave of the Sea couldn't catch him. But the last day, his jumping was better, and they went a faster pace which suited him. They're going to go a million here. Like All Mankind, he only knows one way. He ran too keen. He ran away at Cheltenham and still won. Same with Chepstow. Aspire Tower, who I wouldn't give up on, by the way. I think he would have won that day at Leopardstown as well. He's a free going sort as well. Goshen, free going sort.
They're keeping going though. I know.
No,
they
are keeping going. But you get onto the new course at Cheltenham. If there's a bit of soft ground, juveniles, it's going to be very hard to keep on going. And A Wave of the Sea, the faster pace will suit him. If he can just improve in his fluency over his hurdles a wee bit more, I think he'll be running on. I think he could go well at a big price.
Tell you what, Don, right? If A Wave of the Sea wins the Triumph Hurdle, me and you are going for dinner in Shanahan's on the Saturday, and I'm going to buy whatever you want.
Good man.
Yeah.
Right.
Because there's no way A Wave of the Sea is winning the Triumph Hurdle.
Good.
Right. So there you go. Dinner for two
We're right
in
there.
Shanahan's if A Wave of the Sea wins the Triumph Hurdle.
Steak for me, please.
Yeah, you can have the steak and all. So that is the JCB Triumph Hurdle. It's the opener on day 4 of the Cheltenham Festival.